The Lives of the Saints by Father Alban Butler. October 16th, Saint Beltran, Bishop of Kange. The diocese of Comminges was independent for almost 1,000 years before merging with that of Toulouse. Several of the bishops who governed it have gone down in history, but none is as famous as Saint Beltran, whose episcopate lasted 50 years between the 11th and 12th centuries. In his youth, Beltran thought only of becoming a feudal lord who commanded as much respect as his father, but then he embraced an ecclesiastical career, received a canonry in Toulouse, and became archdeacon of the diocese. The chroniclers note that the saint did not ask for these dignities, much less buy them. Around 1075, he was elected Bishop of Comminges. Once he had rebuilt the spiritual and material fortresses of his episcopal city, he devoted himself to reforming his entire diocese. He lived with his canons under the rule of St. Augustine and was a true model for his clergy, although his zeal led him to certain exaggerations. On one occasion, when he went to preach in Val d'Azun, the people gave him a very bad reception, and he had to use all his tact to calm the inhabitants. Later, the people repented of having treated their bishop badly and promised to give to the see of Comminges every year all the butter that was made in Val d'Azun during the week before Pentecost. The people kept their promise, though not always willingly, until the French Revolution broke out. Saint Beltran had to face violence more than once, even outside his own territory. In 1100, when the saint was at the Synod of Poitiers, the Council Fathers excommunicated King Philip I and were stoned by the mob. When Saint Beltran consecrated the cemetery of Saint Mary of Auch, the monks of Saint Oran tried to set fire to the church. Many miracles are said to have been worked by the saint. One of them gave rise to the Great Pardon of the Cathedral of Kange. In the course of a quarrel between the Counts of Comminges and Bigorre, the troops of Sanspara de Oltia sacked the diocese of Saint Beltran and took all the livestock they could. To save his people from ruin, Saint Beltran implored Sanspara to return the booty, but the latter only agreed to sell it. "Perfectly," said Saint Beltran. "Return the booty, and I will pay you before your death." Shortly afterwards, Saint Beltran died, and Sanspara was captured by the Moors in Spain. One night, while he was in the dungeon, he dreamed that Saint Beltran told him that he was coming to fulfill his promise and that he was being led to a place near his house. When he awoke, he found himself in that place. In Comminges, this miracle is celebrated every year on May 2nd. Pope Clement I, who had been Bishop of Comminges, granted a plenary indulgence to those who visit the Cathedral of Saint Beltran in the years when the feast of the Invention of the Holy Cross falls on a Friday. Saint Beltran was canonized shortly before 1309, probably by Pope Honorius III.